Market Monday.
Hello, this is Barry with Market Monday for Divi. All the important people are in New York this week, and so I've been assigned with the task of discussing the market. My long-term strategy has always been to hodl. It has served me well, and so I think that when looking at the market, the best thing you can do, at least from my perspective, is to remain somewhat detached from it, knowing that you have a long-term vision for what some of these projects are, you believe in them, and you've invested in them, and that you're going to hodl until things get developed that are supposed to be being developed. That being said, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. This is one of my favorite places to go and kind of get a feel for what's going on. One thing that I really like to do is come look at the Bitcoin dominance screen. It's kind of a fun way to see where everything's moving. So you can see in the past few years, Bitcoin has gradually been losing market dominance. I think that's an exciting thing that kind of shows that the ecosystem is growing and that different parts of the ecosystem are really diversifying. So you can see that very recently, in particular, Bitcoin has been seeing a pretty serious loss of total market cap, and you can see what is really filling that gap. Ethereum is only 12% of the size, 12% of the total market cap. What is the total market cap? Almost $1 billion, almost $1 trillion, 742 billion. That seems like a lot, but just the market capital of gold is roughly 7 trillion. So all of the cryptocurrencies right now have at least seven times to go before they reach the same market capitalization of gold. And cryptocurrencies do a lot more than gold does, which just sits in a safe. All right, so let's go back and look at all the cryptocurrencies. Looks like in the past 24 hours, things have been down quite a bit. To be honest, I don't really know why, and it doesn't really matter if you're in on the long-term vision of these things. Let's take a look at Divi, which is obviously one of my favorites. So Divix, as you all know, is the exchange token for Divi. If you buy Divix, it's right now an ERC20 Ethereum token, and it will be tradable in the future for tokens on our blockchain once we kick off. And let's see here, what's going on. You can see things have been getting very exciting recently. While everything else in the market is in the red today, Divi is up 40%, kind of awesome. So we can kind of look at like the 7-day trend here. You can see it's just been a nice steady uptick. We can come over here and look at markets. See that most of our volume, almost $1 million worth of volume on Cryptopia. Ether Delta has a little bit, but not really much. It's mostly on Cryptopia. Let's go take a look at Cryptopia. I hope by now that most of you have installed the Divitopia extension from the Google Chrome store. That was made by one of our community members. It's awesome for getting a better idea of what's going on on Cryptopia, because everything's listed in Bitcoin prices, which is kind of confusing. So you can just come over here and you can hover and see that, oh, look, it's $12 is what this sell order's at. And look, here's a buy order for $11.97. So usually the screen defaults to this chart, which is just your last hour of trading, or you can go to something like the last day. But what's also interesting is the order book. I always like looking at the order book because it gives me an idea of where the market is and where it's moving. You can see that we're seeing a little bit of market resistance here, going from a depth of 7 Bitcoin on up. You can see that depth increases pretty significantly, pretty fast. There's not much resistance up to about 1 Bitcoin there, and then you see a depth of 2.8. So what this means is, we can come over here to where it's flat right here, and we see it says it's saying a depth of 22 Bitcoin. What that means is that somebody would have to buy 22 Bitcoin worth of Divi in order to move the price to 0.001 Bitcoin, which we can probably come down here and find where 0.001 Bitcoin occurs. Which happens roughly around here. Oh, look, you can see the big order right here and the big increase in depth, which is roughly at $14. So we're seeing like a huge amount of, that's a big order for 10 Bitcoins worth at $14. So the market could probably move pretty easily up to $14, and then after that it will take a little bit longer to move through those like really serious orders there. This is another kind of cool thing. You can see the distribution. I think this is the distribution for accounts that are on Cryptopia, how much Divi is held by each of them. I think that's covers about all the interesting things that I have to say about Divi in the market today. If you are interested in chatting more, you should find us on Discord, and that's where our community really likes to hang out and chat. We'd love to help you learn how to buy, sell, transfer, or do anything with your Divi, or just to chat and hang out and have a good time. We'd love to chat. Thank you.